Hello everyone and welcome back to the Money Man. Now I've had numerous requests for an update on my Colonial-Era Hong Kong Dollar collection, and as I've managed to accrue quite a few new items over the last months, I thought it would be a good time now to actually go ahead and do that video. So this is part 2 of my Colonial-Era Hong Kong Dollar collection, and there may be one or two notes that I've featured already in other videos, but what I'll try and do is contextualize them a little bit more. So I'll start off in chronological order, and I'll start off with the earliest one that I got recently, which is a Chartered Bank 5 Hong Kong dollar note from 1962 to 1970, and here it is. And this is one of the notes that I featured in another video. You can see the grade is not brilliant. PCGS do tend to be a little bit more strict than PMG. However, there are some issues with this note, which I have explained in the other video. I'll briefly go over them now. Basically, there's lots of stains. You can see like here, down at the bottom here, and if I spin it around, it becomes way more visible. I got it really close, get it really close to the camera. You can see there are loads of stains, and there is a hint of a paper fall down the middle as well. So it's not in great condition, but if you want a full set of this generation of chartered banknotes in uncirculated condition, you're going to be paying a lot of money. I recently bid on one that was a PMG 66, and I bid 1,300 Hong Kong dollars for that, and I still didn't get it. Someone beat me to it. So you can see, you know, the price for these is quite high, and they don't come along every, you know, it's not a regular thing. They come along every so often, but not that often. So, you know, I tried, basically what I'm doing is I'm trying to upgrade and upgrade and upgrade, and then finally, eventually, I'll have a full set of, you know, PMG 66, 67 of this Chartered Bank series, and I'll be really happy with that, which I'll show you guys when I finally do it. But again, as a collector, you can't be silly. You can't go ahead and say, I'll pay anything for those banknotes unless you're rich. If you're doing this on a budget, you've really got to be cautious, and you've got to control yourself and make sure you don't, you know, just keep bidding away, bidding away, bidding away, and then you end up paying something ridiculous that is nowhere near its true value. So I've always got to be careful of that. So yeah, I love this banknote just because of the sort of historic depiction of a Chinese junk on the back. Really, really nice. I love these old colonial era banknotes, especially when they've got images that depict sort of everyday life. Really, really nice. So that's the first one. The second one I've also featured in another video. It's the colonial era 1 Hong Kong dollar note. This one is very easy to get hold of, 1956 to 59. It's a very, very common time period to get hold of these notes, especially the 59. And the interesting thing about this is the design remained relatively unchanged for a really long time, which is unusual for colonial era banknotes. If you go online and have a look at online catalogues of Hong Kong dollars through the colonial era, you will see the designs change a lot. But this one remained relatively unchanged. There were changes to the colour scheme, but overall pretty much unchanged. If you want to pick up one of these, I suggest that you go for, you know, 1959 Arthur Clarke signature. Very easy to pick them up at a really good price because, like I said, they're really, really common. We've got Queen Elizabeth II on the front there, and this was produced by the Hong Kong Monetary Authority, Government of Hong Kong, not actually issued by Hong Kong banks. So if we spin it around, look at the back, the reverse is quite dull actually in comparison to other colonial era Hong Kong dollars. So yeah, so I've had this one for quite some time actually, and I've got another one here actually as well. As you can see, it's the same date, it's the same signature. I picked this one up just because I quite like the serial number. If that was a 3 at the end, that would have been really nice, but hey ho. So yeah, spin it around, look at the back, you can see it's the same thing. There is a little bit of foxing on these banknotes, there are some stains. I'm not sure if that happened after they were verified. So some people may disagree with this 64 grading, and it may affect the value a little bit. But here in Hong Kong it gets very humid, especially this time of year, and you know, banknotes do suffer from that humidity. So there we go. Now the next one is an interesting series of chartered banknotes. but I only have the $10 to show you now because I'm just going to do verified banknotes today. I've got a lot of other stuff in my Colonial Era collection, which I will show you guys in a later video, but there's just too much to do in one video. So I'm just sticking with verified stuff for today. So here is, from 1977, a 10 Hong Kong dollar banknote from Chartered Bank. And I really like this one because they really tried to completely overhaul the design based on previous banknotes in the Chartered Bank series. So this one, as you can see, was produced by Thomas Delarue, and it's got the Chartered Bank, the old Chartered Bank building, and then you've got the Colonial sigil in really nice, bright, vibrant colours at the front. We've got the date, 1st of January 1977, and you can just see the warrior's head security feature when I tip it towards the light. That was a hallmark of Chartered Bank banknotes. They always had the warrior's head as the watermark. Spin it around, look at the back, you can see the old ferry pier, which has been redesigned or destroyed or whatever you want to call it. Since 1977, it doesn't look like that now. But yeah, a really nice sort of snapshot of Hong Kong in the 1970s. Absolutely love these banknotes. So there we go. So now the next one I got quite recently, and I really like these banknotes. It's from Hong Kong and Shanghai Banking Corporation, HSBC, another PMG 64 choice uncirculated with exceptional paper quality, and you can see it's a very nice banknote. I really love, the big sigil on the front here of Colonial Hong Kong. You've got the date here and the signatures, and we've got the security feature in the back. And if you spin it around, you can see the bank building with the two lions, which are actually situated outside HSB headquarters on Hong Kong Island. So yeah, really nice banknote. Very large banknote as well. And I like all the intricate designs. You can see that the patterns are very detailed. So yeah, really nice banknote. So that one, 1977 to 78. Now the next one is a little bit unusual in some ways and not in others. So this one here. Now you might be wondering why it just says gem and sample. Well, basically, if you are an exhibitor at numismatic shows, they give you these for free. So I got this one recently, and you can see it's 1986 to 92, and this is a 1-cent note, and these are so easy to find. If you're just starting to collect Colonial-Era Hong Kong dollars, I would highly advise starting with these cent notes because they're so cheap. And if you look at the back, you might see why. There's nothing on the reverse because the value is so low. In fact, people used to use these banknotes to do things like pay their electricity bills and stuff like that. So yeah, so very easy to get hold of. This is just a novelty item. It doesn't really have any real value. It's more of a memento for me as being an exhibitor at an event. So yeah, and I can show you another one a little bit later at the end of the video. Now the final one I have for you is from 1989, and it's another 100 Hong Kong dollar note from HSBC, and here it is. Really nice. So you can see uncirculated 66 EPQ, very nice banknote. And you can see, if I just turn it up to the light, you'll see the lion emerge as the watermark. Now you can see that the design is roughly the same as the other $100, but with some small but significant changes. The note has been scaled down, and new colours have been added into the colour scheme. And you can see we've got a new sort of floral pattern in the middle. If you look at the old one, you can see it's roughly the same, but there are some small differences. And if we spin it around and look at the back, you can see the new HSBC building, and we've got a nice sort of like pagoda type building here. So some added features. The lions have been brought closer into the middle, but again, it's roughly the same banknote. If we just do a little bit of a compare, you can see the size difference as well. So the banknote has actually got a little bit smaller. You can see it's sort of, the newer one fits into the older one. So yeah, so the banknotes did start to get smaller and smaller, and but this one is really nice. I like these pre-handover banknotes. They're very beautiful. and they are obviously, you know, of historical significance as well. So that's the last one I have for you. That's everything I have for you today. Just as a side note, what I was talking about before, I've got a couple of banknotes here which are almost worthless. Well, they have a face value and that's it. And you can see we've got a US dollar, and you can see it's from the Hong Kong show, December 2018. That's another sort of memento that they give to exhibitors. And then you can see another one from the June show in 2019. Yeah, again, just a nice little keepsake for attending those shows as exhibitors. So that's where things like these come from. Yeah. Okay, so if you've enjoyed this video, please leave me a like, subscribe to my channel. If you want to see more Colonial-Era Hong Kong dollars, please let me know, because I've got a vast collection to share with you guys. So, you know, just put a comment down in the comment section and I will get back to you as soon as possible. It's the Money Man signing out for now. Thank you. Bye-bye.